In March 2023, I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and from that, once I was diagnosed, within 2 weeks, I had a mastectomy, and from that, I then was given chemotherapy afterwards and radiotherapy. And since then, I've also been on numerous other bits of treatment. It's going okay now, so I feel like I'm coming out the other side.
I was travelling, doing about 57 miles one-way journey to my place of work. And having arrived, I noticed there was a lot of issues with my back, my lower back, my lumbar region. And I put that down to training, because I was an amateur bodybuilder. Once upon a time, you wouldn't tell that now, but I was. And from the moment I got home and I'd sit on the sofa without any warning or pre-warning, I'd fall asleep. And every occasion I was going to the doctors and sort of saying, something's not right here, can you please help me out? Nobody knows your body better than yourself, so albeit I was accepting what was being said to me at the time, but I knew deep down there was more to it. 2 weeks before Christmas of 2016, I went to my doctor's surgery, and I was seen by a nurse practitioner, and she took my bloods. And one day I'm just doing my stuff in my mobile, the phone went, and it was a doctor's surgery to say to me, just to let you know that you've got cancer. So that was my introduction to the myeloma world.
For me, I just took the time to really evaluate what I needed to go through. I did a bit of research on my type of breast cancer. I would say try not to look too much on the internet with all the forums and whatnot, but for me I did because I wanted to find out more about it.
And for me personally, it took me a long time to process it and to understand what I had and what the symptoms and side effects, etc. was likely to be. So anyway, I got hospitalised. They wanted to start me off on chemo, but they had to test me to make sure that I was able to have it, if that makes sense. Because I was suffering from pneumonia. I'd had the cancer for which I was having no treatment for at the time. But you've got to have the strength to be able to deal with those issues. So yes, so that was my first dealings with the chemo.
My chemotherapy treatment here in the Primrose unit, I was really well looked after. All the nursing staff are absolutely fabulous here at Bedford. First of all, we'd get on the scales, have a weigh in, check my weight, and then we'd go into the chemo suite and I'd commence the treatment. The first ever round I had, I didn't really know what I was going into, but once I got home, I was pretty sick. So after that first round, I liaised with the oncology staff, and nurses were able to tweak my treatment plan and give me a higher dose of anti-sickness drug. I opted for the cold cap. That was quite challenging. When the cold cap goes on, it's fitted quite tightly to the scalp, and it's a cooling method to help freeze your hair follicles to stop the treatment getting to the hair follicles. Yes, it does lengthen the treatment. You can have that just before the treatment starts and a bit afterwards as well. When they took it off, I did have icicles on my head, so yeah, it was pretty cold. So it's good. It helped save my hair.
I know what I've got at the end of the day, okay? I know it's not curable and it's manageable. And I was in remission for 4.5 years, and then I had a relapse, and then I'm back in remission and have been for probably coming up for 2 years now. And I don't ask what's going on because I don't want to hear, if that makes sense.
The treatment plan I felt was right for me. They tailored it to me personally, based on my age and family history, because I lost my mum to it sort of nearly 9 years ago now. A lot of my friends came along for support, and my family members came along with me for treatment, not only just in chemotherapy here, but when they took me off to Adam Brooks every day and back. And the support team here, Macmillan, brilliant, Anthony especially, was so supportive and helping out with sort of financials and all the bits that we don't really think about when you're going through treatment.
Not many of my race would admit to having an emotional issue problem. We're very strong physically, but when it comes to the mental side of things, we're very weak. As a child growing up, was to show no emotions. Massive, for me, massive issue, because my mum passed in 1983 at 50, didn't show no emotions. My sister passed Boxing Day, 1993. She was 30, didn't show no emotions. I grieved in 2016 when I got diagnosed with cancer.
Macmillan especially were able to help support me emotionally if I needed help. Even the tea ladies, would come and have a chat because they've been through some treatment themselves. Once you've finished treatment, it's almost like you expect to just go out and sort of live your life back to normal, but it does take an adjustment, it does take a while. And I'll just say, allow your body to heal and just be kind to yourself and just accept it for what it is. It's really difficult, yes, but this is the new version of me, I would say.